All right, can we start
Just in case they didn't want to fear.
Can we start the podcast? Kermit the Frog would like to start the podcast.
Kermit the Frog.
That's where the
here.
intro rolls. You just hear that.
Welcome to the black market.
Gaming.
Yeah, you can start the podcast.
We are coming at you live on Monday. The second.
We're actually starting our podcast at the same time we used to start the stream. It's 4 p.m.
I told you, man. This shit just happens.
What's going on, guys? It is, what episode is it? 8?
I think so.
Yes.
I hope so.
I
think you're right.
I don't watch this podcast.
Neither do I. That's a lie.
I'd
watch
like
this-
to, but
I listen to it all the time.
well,
I
you
think I'm the
have
only-
to.
And I hope you guys listen to it. What's
You
going
better.
on?
Well, they're here.
I'm the one that never leaves, never forsakes you. I'm Wesley.
That's because he doesn't.
Until
have
the episode that he
opportunity.
doesn't show up for some reason.
And I know y'all are dreading that day. But don't worry. It won't happen.
My name's Haig. I can't speak. I can't speak English.
My nig's Hag.
Huh?
What?
That's what he said.
Excuse me?
I think I said neg.
That's what I said.
Roll back the roll back.
I heard something else. All right.
Watch
roll
it. Watch it.
Roll
Who
it
are
back. Roll it.
Just because this is the black market
Whoa.
doesn't mean you...
I said neg.
All right, Trey. What's your name?
Real quick.
Or did he say his name already?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Troy, what's your name?
You know what? Put it as that.
All right.
But what? As what?
No, just that.
The word. The word.
The word that. Nico said my name already. If you weren't paying attention, you done missed it.
On Trey
Well, I
just said
missed it.
my name. I'm Nico. Hello.
No, he's not.
So yeah, welcome to the Black Market. This is the Market Podcast. Shout out to MetaThreads. The shirt is dope.
Yo, I
pointing it out.
thought they sponsored us. I was like, we got ad reads.
You would have known before the
No.
podcast. Blue Screen of Death. It's a cool merch line.
Nerd.
Shout out to
It's
Obscure
the
Art.
most nerdiest shit I own,
Nope.
honestly.
Shout out to Obscure Art.
Clip that out.
You
Clip
don't,
that
you don't
out.
see
Nope.
anything on this shirt, but it's cool. Just
Get
know.
out. Stop. Next.
All right. What's poppin', guys? How's it going?
What's going on, guys?
Pretty good. How was everybody's Thanksgiving?
It was
pretty good.
alright. It was pretty good.
That's pretty good. Good time spending time with family, eating some food. You know how it is.
Yeah, man.
This is what it is. Black Friday. That's
Man.
that's a thing too. Did a
Uh,
little bit of shopping.
Same. A little bit.
I did a
Bought
little
some
bit.
presents.
Just spent a little bit of money.
Just a little bit. Yeah, a couple of dollars.
I got some new shoes which I'm actually wearing right now that I will never show you guys on camera. For $50 that were normally $110.
Nice, man.
That's a good deal.
Dope.
I bought presents for this guy. Oh, my finger is not in frame. For Trey.
He didn't.
I bought a present for him.
I bought a new laptop,
For himself.
which was not cheap. Yes.
I also bought some clothes. That's it.
And it's not this one because I gotta wait for it to come in. This is my old laptop still. But this is really good though. This has done me well.
That's always been my thing about buying online. It's like, God, then I have to wait for it to like come in. Like
Yeah.
I when I buy something, I want it immediately.
Yeah, I
Give
feel
me
ya.
my stuff now.
I built the configuration for it, so it like takes longer to come in. If it was one of the
Pre-built.
pre-built ones, like it would just ship like it would have shipped already.
You guys have kind of spoiled me on the fact that like I can't just buy a computer anymore.
Yeah,
Unless it's like a laptop, in which case I don't really have a choice. In
we
that
won't
matter.
let you.
But like when it comes to like a desktop computer, I can't just outright buy one anymore.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense to you.
I just have to customize it.
Yeah, when you know what you can do, you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the
quote
problem.
by Haig.
But that's the problem. I don't know what to do. When it comes to building a computer, I know most of the things, but when it comes to like setting it up, that's you guys.
Yeah.
So if I'm like in, I don't know, Rhode Island or some crap, and I buy a computer, I'm be like,
Is my screen supposed to do that?
Like, hey, do you guys feel like flying out here just to build my computer and then flying right back because I'm not housing you guys?
Cheap.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm not spending that kind of money.
So yeah, thanks for
I'm
that,
gonna
asshole.
buy my old damn computer while I'm up there. Nico, did you buy anything on Black Friday?
Nope.
Oh, that's good.
I saved money.
Good. You
I
said
need to be saving right now.
you had your net games.
Save your money.
I've been spending too much money the past like 2 months.
That's
That's
good.
true.
So-
that's not good.
Plus,
but
I
it's good
don't-
you're saving.
That's good.
Plus, there like anything I'd buy right now is like I'd also just like I don't have a Christmas list together right now, so I need
I don't either.
stuff for that. So yeah.
I just want a minimum of $10 from all of y'all. That's it.
All right.
Bitch.
You got it, Chief. Anyone been playing any new games this week?
New games.
No, more Pokemon. That's it.
I did a lot of stuff.
Oh, yes, he did. I'll let Nico get
I
to that
don't-
in a second. Wait, Trey, is there anything?
Go ahead.
I played more BB tag. I got some combos down. You know, I already got. I think I have one of my new main squads right now, which is.
Mhm.
It feels so good.
So good. So good.
When I was at my cousin's house, he was like, "Hey, do you want to play Call of Duty? I don't know if you've played it yet." And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't played it since the beta."
Yeah.
And I completely forgot how good that game feels. So I'm definitely gonna have to pick it up soon, and then
I might pick it up.
trying to build my comp team in Pokemon. If any of y'all want to run the set, I got you.
All right. The only thing I really played recently, other than playing a lot, I've been playing a lot more Death Stranding, and I really got in there. I've been getting much further now, spending some time with it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually. So far, I'd say that the game, I think I mentioned this once before on the podcast, the beginning of the game is great. I love the beginning. I love games with great beginnings. Horizon Zero Dawn is another one with a good beginning, in my opinion. Then in episode 2, it kind of slows down a little bit. You kind of learn the ropes of just how generally the game works. They don't give you too much yet. And then once you get to episode 3, that's where things start to really kick off. And things start to get better. And I've heard they get even better than that from my friend Darius. Once we get done this game, I'll have Darius on. I'll probably have Addy on. And a few other people. We'll talk about Death Stranding in length. On a separate podcast. Kind of like how we did with the Game Awards stuff last week. Which
Only not
ran
as
so
hectic.
long. Yeah, that was something else.
So I think at this point, I don't know why, but I just don't really care about spoilers. I'm gonna play the game.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those games with like more confusing games.
Yeah.
Spoilers don't mean much, at least to me.
Mhm.
Now, if you were to explain all of it even then, even if you do explain, I'm probably gonna forget it.
Yeah.
Versus if
I think
played
it's
it
really the
myself.
story spoilers that you don't want to hear. The spoilers of the gameplay stuff, you won't really understand it in passing until you actually play it, and you're like, oh, that's what that means. So I think
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Yeah, all I know for now is that you're like a sci-fi UPS delivery man
Basically.
with a baby.
With a baby, exactly.
Yeah, you have to pay child support, so we also have to take care of your kid because your wife's a deadbeat.
It's funny because
I
that's
held the
that's like the
turntables.
opposite of what's happening with that
It's literally-
situation.
That's literally what I said. I
would explain it, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Spoiler, turn off the podcast.
Cheat. No.
All right.
Like I said, at some point I'll let you play the beginning of the game whenever you want. And then one other thing real quickly before we hand it over to Nico. Today I have I was looking at the other day, I was looking online at the list of things on Game Pass, because I have Game Pass Ultimate for like a year now, because I got it to play The Outer Worlds, which I haven't beaten yet still, because I just haven't had the time for that. I've been playing Death Stranding. But I'm like, there's plenty of games on here that I don't even really know what's on Game Pass for PC. So I was looking at the list and I'm like, there's some pretty good shit on here that I could play through. I mean, even things like Dead by Daylight are on there that I could boot up and play on PC for free and things like that. But then I saw this morning there's a game called Ape Out on there. Ape Out is a game that was published by Devolver Digital that I kept on my radar and I kind of wanted to play it. It's literally just like a bird's eye view game with a simple art style, but cool, that you control an ape running through buildings, just smacking people into walls and exploding them.
That sounds
And
amazing.
It's called Ape Out because you're trying to escape the building. And
Okay.
so I booted it up. I downloaded it, booted it up, and just played it like a couple of levels of it, and it's fucking fun. It's just like you're just going around and it's just like, just like left and right, just. And then in the second world, you're in like a high rise, so you're like pushing people out windows.
By the way, put
It's
in
crazy.
when high went like, pew, put in like wimpy sound effects, like a squeaky toy.
Okay.
Oh no. So yeah, that's really fun. You guys should check that out. It's only like I think it's on sale for like $7-8 right now, depending on the platform. It's on everything. It's on PC, Xbox, PS4, Switch. So Switch would be a great place to play it because it's a really simplistic game. So yeah, and Nico, I know you've been playing a lot, so why don't we jump into you?
Come on, Igor.
Yes, I don't remember what the status of my playthrough of the Half-Life games was last episode.
I don't think you really mentioned it. I think you kind of skipped over it.
Did once, like small, like last episode. I think.
Well, we were talking about Alex.
That's
probably when you mentioned it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I mentioned that I started playing the first one, not the Source Edition. So in the original engine that the original Half-Life game was in. So I played that one, beat it, took about 9 hours. Played Half-Life 2, took about 9 hours, beat it. And then Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2, which are the expansions, episodic expansions of Half-Life 2. I played those and beat those each in like 2 or 3 hours. So I beat all the Half-Life, like the main games, and I definitely see why people want more. It's because it's just simply not a finished story.
Yeah,
and there's a lot.
It's like a cliffhanger, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hey, whoa! Don't spoil anything. Be careful.
How old is that game?
Don't spoil the 15-year-old game.
Okay, it's 15 years old. Jesus
Half-Life
Christ.
2. Half-Life 2 came out in 2004, and then
Yeah.
the episode 1 came out in 2006, and episode 2 came out in 2007. So
Okay.
it's 12 years
12
old.
years
It's been
since the last
12
thing.
years since we've gotten any Half-Life content.
I don't know about any of y'all. I couldn't do that, man.
What?
I couldn't just, like, have a story.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
just leave
and
it?
then just leave it. Just be like, fuck it.
Yeah, nah.
I couldn't do
do it.
that.
There's got to be a
It's a
reason
little
why.
easier to do it, like now, playing the game now. Like I played it for the first time now. And so it's like I know the 12 years has passed and it's just not continued, so it doesn't feel like as bad that it's not continued, but it
Yeah,
still
but,
sucks.
like, the other people definitely have hope.
No,
so
yeah.
they're like...
So I see all the hype around wanting Half-Life 3 or wanting Half-Life 2 Episode 3
Alright.
to come out. Because they already laid out what the story would be. One of the writers, I don't remember which one of the writers of the Half-Life 2 games, like they put out like a fictional story on some blog or something that basically like took pieces of Half-Life story elements and like renamed them. So like Gordon Freeman's the main character in Half-Life, and it was another like GF name. So yeah, G for the first name and F for the last name. So,
I was about to say, that's... At first I was like, girlfriend name? No, that's stupid.
but yeah, so it was like basically elements that like, I don't know how to say this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
things.
Like what you're saying.
There was something. It's everything got switched out with something else, but like you
Okay.
knew they were talking about Half-Life.
Yeah.
So he basically put the story out for what the continuation would be of
That's nice,
of
at
the
least.
game. So you know
Yeah.
what would happen next, basically, for the most part.
All that's left is the
Actually,
experience.
yeah, the experience and
Yeah.
the full story. But yeah,
God,
so
it has to suck.
and if I'm being honest, playing the games now, it doesn't seem like it would be as daunting of a task to create more, if you ask me. It's just a matter of getting the right writers. Like one of the writers behind there was like 3 main writers. One of them, they all left Valve as we know, but one of them went back to Valve. So they still have one guy there. So
That's good.
if they can put together the team for it, I honestly think they could do it.
And I think writers are pretty versatile. Like they move around. Writers are not technical people. They're like, yo, yeah, you want to write a story? We'll hire you. It's like, for this thing. We're not gonna like, hey, you're our writer now. You write everything for us. It's not like it's not like a journalist like news organization or something like that where it's like, all right, you're now writing for IGN and nobody else.
Foolish Igan.
You can kind of move around, assuming you have that flexibility.
Flexibility.
I just wanted to say, since Nico was talking about we were talking about the time jump, like being 12 years. It reminded me of when I was playing Halo 3 for the first time, which I did a few years ago, like the single player. I mean, I did that a few years ago when I played it on CC, and I remember the end of Halo 3. This isn't a spoiler. The Master Chief gets into a pod, like a cryopod, and he's just like, "Wake me when you need me," and then it goes like 5 or 6 years before you actually see this man wake up again and play a game with him, because you get Reach and you get ODST in between there.
Yeah.
And I think you even got Halo Wars too. So you got 3 Halo games from the end of Halo 3 until you finally get Halo 4, where he's like, "I'm awake."
I'm back.
I'm back.
Okay, you guys need it. Oh, ooh.
The funny thing is, I think he actually does sleep for 4 years in like in-game lore, which is kind of interesting.
You mean like between that and Halo 4?
Yeah, like in Halo 3, he gets in the cryopod, goes into cryosleep, and he actually wakes up 4 years later.
Yeah, because wasn't it like you've been sleeping for this period of time, and then people like looked at it and they were like, that was the exact time frame between when this ended and this.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's
It kind of lines up with the whole thing with the story of Halo 4.
Yeah, I remember
too.
that because I was like, that's very cool that they did that.
I did want to go back to Half-Life for a second.
Sure.
You know how we were talking about with Half-Life Alyx, they have those puzzles in the game that they show in the trailer?
Yes.
Puzzles like that, like the electricity with the wires, they kind of had something like that in Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Any of the Half-Life definitely has puzzles in it, but they're nothing. It's not a puzzle game, so the puzzles aren't necessarily difficult.
Okay.
There's stuff that just kind of challenge you and make you think real quick before so you're not just running around and shooting shit.
Yeah.
And completing the story. You're actually kind of thinking about what you need to do. But yeah. So after playing all the Half-Life games, I can now say that Half-Life Alyx does indeed look really good.
Alex.
And it does look like Half-Life as well. So I'm really excited for it. Come March, I'm going to be playing it.
All right.
And hopefully it's really good.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Yep. Maybe that will satiate your thirst
You know,
for 1.5
based
lives.
on related to our conversation about it last week and also recently with our friends about Oculus, is that going to be available for the Quest?
What?
Alex.
What does it say at the end of the trailer for Oculus? It just says Oculus, right?
I think it just says Oculus.
No, it said a bunch of stuff.
Well, yeah,
Well,
no,
I'm
I'm
saying,
saying
like
about Oculus.
Yeah,
It said like
specifically
HTC
Oculus.
and all that stuff too, but like, I don't know if it's specified. I don't know if it's capable of running on the on the Quest.
The Quest, what does it have? I guess it has the Oculus Store built in, right? It doesn't have Steam. That's what you need the Oculus Link for, which is coming out soon, as Kenyatta said.
Yeah, and when I'm saying Quest, I'm talking about when you're using it wirelessly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
I'm curious if it's gonna work with that.
Yeah. We'll see.
It has a Snapdragon 835 processor in it, so it's got basically the one that like flagship phones from last year had. So, maybe it's capable of doing something. I don't know if it's capable of doing it. I have to imagine it has it has a system on a chip. It doesn't have a dedicated graphics card in there. I don't know. We'll see. I doubt it, quite frankly, but it'd be dope if you could. Obviously, you'll be able to use it with the Link, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
That's basically an Oculus Rift at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, we have one clarification this week, and Wesley was going to hop into that.
Actually, we spent a lot of time on that, so I might just skip it, to
All
be
right.
honest.
It's nothing serious.
Yeah,
It's about the dark kitchens thing.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
It's not that important.
I wanted to clarify, but like, yeah, we're 20 minutes in.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna skip
All
it.
right, boys. Why don't we go window shopping? We don't have that much news today, but we have a lot of. We have
quality over quantity.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of information about the news. Well, yeah, we have an average amount of news actually. Yeah, we have a decent amount. All right. So first things first, we're going to talk more about Valve since we just talked about Valve a little bit. So this past week, Valve removed almost 1,000 games from its marketplace because publishers were allegedly "quote unquote" abusing Steamworks. Steamworks is all of like the tools you have access through Steam as a developer.
How so?
We're not exactly sure. Also, to put this into perspective, 1,000 games is about like 1/30th of how much is on Steam. There's like 30,000
Of Valve
games.
stuff or
No, of Steam games. There's about 30,000 plus games on Steam.
someone must have did some cleaning up on that shit.
So there's 1,000 games that have now been removed. So the information about this comes from Andy Chalk at PC Gamer and Nathan Grayson at Kotaku.
Andy Chuck it?
Forget Chuck it.
What?
You just overcomplicated it. It was just chalk.
Chalk?
like street chalk, yeah.
Oh.
Chuck it.
Most games that were banned were not your typical sketchy games. So these weren't things that you usually think would get banned, like edgy content or like very lewd content or anything like that. Most of them weren't like that. And most of these games have been on platform for many months or even years.
Wow.
So this is a quote from one of the articles. Shortly after our story went up, developer Alexandra Frock noted it on Twitter that a good chunk of the removed games were linked to a single Russian publisher, Dagestan Technology. I'm going to refer to it as that appeared to be operating under a large number of different names. So it looks like one particular publisher from Russia was responsible for a lot of these. Dagestan Technology had a total of 48 games on the platform, and its entirety was wiped out. And that's just the one. That's just the one under the one name. This isn't even including the other ones that are tied to them.
Yikes.
It says other developers and publishers' games were banned that were connected to Dagestan Technology, though Valve made it seem like Dagestan is not the only one involved here. A quote from... No, so this is a developer. This is one of the developers that was affected. It says one indie game studio was affected. Idle Game spoke out against Valve's decision and posted a screenshot of an email in which Valve said Idle Game's Steam account has been, quote, used to abuse Steamworks tools for selling bundles to consumers, and also saying I fell under the ban. A developer from the person from the developer wrote, I do not think that I abuse Steam tools. I wrote in support. I hope this is wrong. Valve's email to Idle Game reads, we are removing all associated games from sale and revoking your access to the Steamworks backend, and we are not interested in distributing any of your games on Steam in the future.
Wow.
Yikes.
So something serious is obviously happening here with this publisher. Though I'm sure based on what we've seen here, it's not just this publisher that's being affected, but a lot of it is. Something's going on with these people apparently abusing the tools. It says something about selling bundles to consumers. I don't know what that exactly means. I think one of the articles might have gone into it a little bit more, but we don't really know for sure.
So we will follow that up when we have more information.
Alrighty.
Of which, if it's bundles, then
I feel like I'm missing information
they
here.
just lost a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of
I thought
money.
I had a statement from Valve on this. I guess maybe
Shit,
not.
I'd be pissed too.
Statement.
Maybe not. All right. Moving on. So if you guys might recall, earlier in our podcast history, we discussed a streamer whose name is Giant Waffle, who was planning to and training for the possibility of breaking the world record on the most game streaming in a month.
Yeah. I remember.
And he succeeded.
Hey.
So he trained his body ahead of time for this to make sure he could handle it. So
Which is good.
And so this past month in November, he completed a 19-hour long stream every day for 30 days. Of which resulted in a total of 572 hours of broadcasting. His goal was 570, so he went 2 hours over that. He had a total of 3 million hours watched and gained 10,000 plus subs during the month.
How many?
Jeez, 10,000 plus subs.
Yeah,
So that's what, $500,000
basically.
For one
well,
month.
roughly
well,
at the base price. it
yeah,
is.
and then have that because half of it goes to Twitch.
Okay, so he got
So
a
he-
$250,000.
Twitch got
That's-
$250,000 too.
At least.
At
Because I'm
least.
sure there was a bunch of donations and shit.
Yeah, there's donations, and I'm sure there was some. Like you said, there was probably some $10, $20 tier subs. Not many though.
Also doesn't include bits,
Doesn't
Yeah.
include best, yeah.
but bits, I don't know how much that would be.
So I mean, like, good for him. That's a daunting task, and that does a lot of bad to your body. That's for sure.
Good on you, buddy boy, and
I hope you survive.
bro, I hope you get back to what your normal like sleep schedule
That's
is. Or
5
time.
I
hours.
definitely
That's
shaved.
5 hours of sleep. I mean, some people do
Bro,
that. I did that in high
Wait,
school.
what is happening?
Honestly.
I'm definitely missing some information.
So
here.
it's
Hold
like...
on.
Yeah, but
Your
that
body
nigga,
could
that
do
boy
that.
wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, I know. He was just sitting there playing
One
whatever.
second, guys.
I
I
don't know
gotta
what he
go.
played.
I gotta go pull this back up from my other document
Entertain
because
yourself for that long.
for some reason
I
something's
mean,
going
yeah,
on.
How
with
do you
my mouse.
entertain other people for that long?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Something's been going on with my mouse on my computer recently, where like if I try to like click in highlight, it like stops sometimes. It just like halfway through and restarts, and I don't know what's going on. I think it's only on Word, but
What's
it's
happening?
weird on my mouse my mouse on my computer. It,
Your desktop? I thought you meant your trackpad.
No, my desktop. If I try to click and drag to highlight something, sometimes it'll like stop halfway through and restart it, and I have to like try again. Because there was I thought there was a quote from Valve on this one. I guess, okay, it doesn't look like I put that in here still. But then there was definitely something on this. Yeah, here it is. Did I copy it over here? No, I didn't. See? I'm missing something.
Oops.
Yeah, so because after finally completing his task on November 30th, his first tweet on December 1st was, I love sleep. Which is no surprise there.
Yeah.
I yawn.
I'm going to make sure I look back at this now, because now I hope I'm not missing too much information. Yeah. So, next is... Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything.
Good on
there.
you, friend.
Congrats to my guy,
Exactly.
who's not my guy.
They
'cause I
definitely
don't really
shaved
know him,
off like
A
5 years.
A year of his life at least.
but I don't know about that, dude.
I don't know.
Everyone's gonna be hurting.
5 hours of not streaming, of which you're probably going to try to fall asleep, but you might have to do something else like eat or go to the bathroom or have trouble falling asleep
Well,
or
I'm sure
whatever.
this dude was eating and going to the bathroom while he was.
No, I'm
streaming
sure
for
he
19
was, but
hours.
still, like, I don't know, man. That's a lot.
That boy lost some life energy.
Alright.
That's all I'm
He
saying.
said it was worth it to him, so the good for him, I guess.
As long as he's happy.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, when you get probably like a little over $30,000, $300,000.
Oh no, here it is. It is here. It's just not tabbed in. I didn't see it. Okay, we're all good, guys. We're all good.
Yeah, but you know what? He got 5 years worth of average income totaled.
That's true.
So,
That's
like,
true.
True.
He made it up for it in
he's got
money.
he made up for it.
So
I might
next
have done it.
we're going to talk about the Atari VCS, which
We haven't talked about that since our streaming days.
You said, what about CBS?
Did we talk about it
Freaking
recently?
CBS.
Did we talk about it on the beginning of the podcast or no?
No, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think-
we
I don't
talked
think
about
we've
it.
touched it.
So
I'm pretty sure we
it's
talked about it
kind
on
of
the
like
stream.
you think it would be dead at this point. It's still not, apparently, according to them.
Is that the like the mini Atari crap?
Yeah,
no.
kinda. No, it's not a mini Atari though.
It's not.
I'm gonna explain what it is because I put it down here just so you
I
guys can figure it out.
completely forgot about
So first of all, this is a project that was actually, let me just let me read what it is first so you guys know what it is.
it. All right.
So the Atari VCS, though it does have a bunch of Atari 2600 ROMs preloaded on it, is not a throwback mini console. It's effectively a Linux gaming PC with a state-of-the-art AMD processor. The console is modeled on the design of the original Atari VCS, later known as the 2600, with a I think it's supposed to say rigid case and a wood panel applique that evoke the front of deck of the 1970s fabulous original. It also isn't cheap, $250. But that gets the buyer 4 gigs of RAM, 4K and HDR support, well more than is necessary to run Maze Craze or Warlords. There's a more expensive 8 gig RAM model too, but neither come with an input device. The VCS's gamepad and throwback joystick cost $50 and $60 respectively, with pricier bundle options offering one or both. So it's an Atari modern console that also has the old games loaded onto it, which doesn't really sound like a smart idea because how are you going to compete with a modern console in 2019?
Yeah.
Steam kind of tried that, though that wasn't the only problem. That wasn't the only reason why they failed. So this was funded on Indiegogo. There wasn't funding from the company. It was funded by people, by backers. But the story we have today is that it has been delayed for Indiegogo backers again, the second time.
Bro.
Give
Truly
up.
awarded for your loyalty.
This is coming from
Give
Owen
up.
Good at Polygon. The backers,
Stop what you're doing.
The backers will still receive the console before anyone else, but just not in December as promised. The general ship date for the VCS is planned to be March 2020. So I'm assuming that means that people who backed it will get it in January or February, based on what this is saying. The article reads, Michael Arch, the Atari chief operating officer, attributed the delay to a hardware upgrade, the same reason for the VCS's first delay. From a launch originally set for the late spring or early summer of this year, quote, we were offered the opportunity to incorporate an all-new microprocessor built on more powerful and more efficient architecture, Arch wrote on the Medium. The team is well aware that the delay impacted our backers, but feels strongly that we made the right decision to improve the product's performance.
So if this product's gonna be shit, then it's gonna be shit. But they're also gonna make it the best shit as they can.
It's so sad.
Look,
There's a few ways this could go. This could go the way of a few of the other retro reboots that we've seen in the past. There was the Coleco Chameleon, which was a
Right.
disaster.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
That was a
We talked about it in
crowdfund.
the first episode.
That was a
podcast.
crowdfunded
Shit show.
console that was supposed to take the Coleco name from back in the day and reboot it now with new shit. It was completely fake. It was a scam.
Oops.
Though this doesn't seem like that because there's a lot less to worry about here. Though there is some things to worry about. I'm sure you can find information online about what's concerning about the development of this console. But then so it could go the way of that where it's a complete scam and it gets canceled and never comes out, and
Doubt,
people might lose their
possible.
money. Yeah, that's less likely, I think. This could go the route of it comes out and no one buys it, or it doesn't get enough adoption or support or whatever, like the Ouya, or
oh my god, I
Or like
completely
the,
forgot
Rest
about
in
that,
peace.
dude.
or similar to the Steam machines, because the biggest problem with the Steam machines is two things. One, Valve didn't want to make them themselves. Valve wasn't the one that actually developed them. They pushed it to other companies like Alienware and a few others. And the problem is there was too many configurations. It was really just a bunch of pre-built PCs.
Yeah.
For the Steam machine, what they really should have done is made like a few, like here's the low, mid, and high tier. This is what you got. That's what they should have done. And then the other option or the other possibility is that it comes out and it's actually just bad. Like it's not good. I'm
So what you're telling-
assuming
So what you're
since it's
telling
talking
me?
about new microprocessor, it's probably talking about Ryzen 2, which is what we're on right now in the AMD side of things.
Keep rising.
So I guess that's good for them. That's a good processor. But it's a system on a chip, so what does it say system on a chip? No, it's just a processor. I don't know what kind of graphics it's gonna have then. We'll see. Maybe it can compete with like the new consoles and stuff. I don't
It's
know
not looking too
if
good.
Atari has enough money to do that. I don't know if it's gonna have the graphics power capable of doing that. And you have a Linux operating system, you're going to have some sort of optimization in there. Like, you have to have some pretty good optimization because, like, PS4 runs off of a Linux-based operating system. But Linux on PC generally doesn't play games as well as Windows, just overall. Same goes for Mac because Mac is Unix-based as well, which is the same base that runs Linux. So, yeah. Any other thoughts about this?
Bro.
I hope
give
to
up.
see it do well, but I can't imagine it's gonna do great.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's dead in the dirt.
I think the problem
It is.
ultimately is that it costs too much money.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I was thinking like
Well,
250 at its lowest, right?
250 at its lowest,
Yeah.
and I think at that point you might as well just buy a Switch.
Exactly. I was literally just about to say that.
Like I think you're gonna get more value out of a Switch at that price point for something that's not gonna get that much support like that.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that it doesn't seem to come with any sort of joystick or controller at that price point,
Yeah.
which are both $50 and $60 respectively, like we said. So,
In other words, there is no way in hell. At least that I would get it.
it's nice
But-
looking, by the way. Like, look, it's like stylish. It looks like it's based on the original Atari's look. You can get a joystick that goes for it. There's a controller that's got offset sticks and everything.
It looks like a failed schematic for the Roman pyramids.
The
I don't know.
Roman
And there aren't
pyramids.
and there aren't even any Roman pyramids.
Oh, I guess
I don't-
I guess that's the joke.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense, but I appreciate.
I
appreciate it.
saw a design once.
kind of looks like it's from Star Wars.
I saw a
if I'm being
Roman
honest.
design
Yeah,
once that looked
does
something
look
like
it's from Star Wars.
It would probably only work for me.
You know what I'm saying, Wesley?
No.
From Star Wars?
Kind of. You see, like the red button is like the black, and it's like it's got these like lines to it. You see what I'm saying?
And you know what? That's probably the biggest compliment that I'll ever
Other
receive.
people know what I'm saying.
when you record this, put this here. Put the picture of that while we're talking about it.
No.
Right in
I'm
front
gonna
of you.
put a picture of Kermit.
Kermit the Frog here. Welcome to the Black Market Podcast.
My goodness.
We are window shopping today, talking about the Atari.
Excuse me, but what is the next topic, please?
So have you? I know me and Nico have, and I think Wesley has, but have you guys heard of Hypixel?
Yes.
Yes.
Hypixel is a
Yep.
server, a large server that is run
I loved
through
Hypixel.
Minecraft. Hypixel Studios is a developer.
Sucks. No I'm kidding.
So,
It sucks.
and they've been the ones running the server for years now. So the big thing is that earlier this year, this was before our podcast. Earlier this year, Hypixel Studios fully became a developer and announced that they were turning their server, their whole server idea and everything along with it, into its own standalone Minecraft-esque MMO game. It looks pretty cool. There's a trail out there for it right now. It's about 2.5 minutes long, so you can go check it out if you want.
I remember that, yes.
And so we got some new gameplay footage this week. Have Nico play this real quickly. It's just a GIF, so there's no sound or anything. But it's pretty cool. It very much looks like Minecraft, but what you'll notice is there's definitely some different animations. Like this guy's got a hammer. There's no hammers in Minecraft like that. In mod packs there isn't. Look, that's a completely different.
It's
like a
there's
sea of
more
it's like,
swings.
it's like a Sea of Thieves
Hold on.
animation when it comes to that. There's magic. There's all these animations.
Oh, they
there's
have
features.
They
There's
have Bob when they walk.
obviously there's a so like it's a lot more. It's like Minecraft because it's based off of their whole idea of their server and stuff like that. But it's a whole new game. It's got a lot of differences.
Yeah, detailed Minecraft.
What you call it? So factoring the scale of the project and the high bar we went with, we're planning for Hytale to be playable by everyone in 2021. So that is their current release window. Though you can sign up for a beta right now. Beta, we don't know when it's going to happen yet, but when it does, you'll be in it. By 2021, so that could mean two things. That could mean that the game comes out in 2021, or it could mean that the game goes into open beta then. Because it means playable for everyone. It says playable for everyone. So whatever that ends up being meaning for the game. But I'm excited for it because I like Hypixel's server quite a bit. And cheat.
All right, gifts are just auto playing now, so we'll see what happens.
Oh God, that's not a good idea. You don't want to do that on the internet.
Nah, it's fine.
Couple interesting things that I've discovered while looking at the story. Apparently, Hytale and Hypixel Studios actually receive funding from Riot Games.
Huh?
So
Okay.
they definitely have the resources to pull this off.
All right.
And then alongside that, another interesting thing is that the studio has been dropping songs from its OST on its YouTube channel for like the last year now.
Who?
They've been dropping songs for
okay.
their soundtrack on their YouTube channel already. So
Okay.
you can actually listen to what the soundtrack looks like, or sounds like, which I'm assuming is related to what's on the server too.
I haven't been on the server in forever, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like it could be actually.
They've dropped songs since they announced this, and they dropped 4 of them recently. With
Actually,
this update.
yeah, they probably do have that. Yeah.
I'm interested. I want to keep an eye on it.
I'm
I
curious.
signed up for the beta last night. So yeah.
It's one of those games that I'll have to be reminded that it's out, but once I'm reminded, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting that.
Okay. All right. Sounds cool to me. Looking forward to it. All right. Next thing. EA seems pretty confident that cloud gaming could bring in, quote, 1 billion players to the gaming world. Now, here's what they said.
All right.
Well, it'd be great
For
if
the
I had
price
it.
of $99.99.
It'd be
I was about to
great.
say, so.
Yeah, you know what? This is why. Again, it got.
Did you have to pay to get their opinion?
Cheap. Wow.
No, I meant to open the article, but I didn't tab the thing again, so I missed it.
Great.
Sorry, while
I already
doing
I already
that-
have the article open actually.
While
It's right
Hyde's
here.
doing that, I'm gonna say this. EA, I don't care about your opinion, bro. Even it's cool that you believe that, don't get me wrong, but I'm still not gonna play your games, bro.
I don't think that's the point, Trey. But
EA can think whatever they want.
so I wanted to just a heads up, by the way. There's gonna be a lot of reading in this podcast that I'm gonna do. You don't have to read nothing.
But I'm a gamer. I don't read.
I'm gonna read a lot of
That's
quotes in
not
this
true.
podcast, and you'll understand more
You're
why
playing
later.
Pokemon right now. That's not true.
As Kojima says, I only care about shooters. I'm just waiting until Pikachu gets a gun in his game.
That's not. That's also not cap. So I can't say nothing to you.
Wow.
Oh, I know you couldn't.
So this, I'm gonna read this statement in a second, but this statement comes after they recently tested their own streaming service back in September called Project Atlas, which I actually tested a little bit. It was all right. Like it needs some work.
Just
but
like everything
the games
EA.
that were available in there were FIFA 19, Need for Speed Rivals, Titanfall 2, and Unravel.
Oh,
So,
cool, Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Titanfall 2. Unfortunately, the only thing you could do was play the campaign because the servers weren't connected yet. Like there wasn't crossplay between the
Makes sense.
the game streaming and the actual ones. So I wanted to play multiplayer. That's why I didn't play that much of it. But it needs some work, for sure. At least from my connection here. So the quote here says, let me read this now. With streaming, our motivations are to be where the players are so that they can play our games wherever and however they want. Our actions are consistent with that. How cloud gaming evolves is uncertain right now, but it's going to bring in another billion players into the gaming world. We say we're at 2.6 billion or so right now. We want to make sure that we're at the forefront, but also get the early learnings so we know how to change how we build our games in that world. Our partnership with Microsoft is a big deal. We're really excited that they are believers in cloud gaming, that they are pushing hard. Our own investment is also a big deal to us. They're helping us get very direct learnings. They're natural extensions of work, and we have work we have done in the past with things like Origin. They allow us to have this direct connection with players, and frankly, we're just scratching the surface. You should expect us to actually look to partner a lot more than we have in the past. There's a broad spectrum of things that you need in order to achieve this vision. You need to have the right infrastructure for sure. You need to have the software running on the infrastructure that knows how to do streaming. Streaming games is more complicated than streaming movies or music by an order of magnitude, and
Naturally.
that software is very important. You really need to have the experience that it's good for players, and last but certainly not least, you need to have the content. They know.
Oh.
If you don't have all of that,
Oh,
you're probably going to struggle. So on the infrastructure side, the players you mentioned are certainly important. We are not going to pick up a shovel and open data centers and start investing those kinds of dollars, but there are a lot of partnership opportunities where you can piece together all these different areas. We've seen in other forms of entertainment that cloud streaming has been most effective when partnered with a subscription model. Stadia. When those two come together is when the magic happens in other forms of entertainment.
Oh, is it?
We see the same thing happening in gaming. We've been pushing forward on the subscription front pretty effectively. We have our PC subscriptions. We have an Xbox One. And now we have a PlayStation 1. They're talking about EA Access, which is pretty good.
You've been pushing it. That's
Like, literally, if you care about the games on EA Access, like if you care about playing the sports games, you care about playing the first person shooters or anything like that, it's a great value for you.
Yeah, that's all you.
I think it's only like $5 a month, so like can't go wrong with that. We're in the learning phase. We've been in subscription for a few years now. We have over 200 games in our PC subscription. We've been able to study what kind of behaviors people have. That will help us figure out what games to make and what games to partner with. Today, you need to buy a whole game and hope you like it. A subscription worldview is that you're going to invest an hour and see if you want more, which is what I was kind of saying with Ape Out earlier. We're getting that early. We're almost done. Hold on. We're getting that early. We're getting that learning. The truth is that people do like to play different games. Even hardcore fans of one franchise want to take a little vacation and try something else. Let me finish this off by saying this is a quote from their CTO, Ken Moss. So he's the tech guy. This is who we're talking about here, and that's why he hasn't. I think he has some weird ways of saying things in here. But yeah,
I want to first start off by saying, EA, you are just so goddamn adorable. Those are some very I think maybe had anyone else said that, I would have been like, wow, they sound like they know what they're talking about. And his name's Ken Moss?
yeah.
And I'm sure Ken is a very smart man, smart individual.
Ken is most likely not involved in the decision around the games they make and how they launch.
I hope not.
Well, because he's the CTO. Chief Technology Officer is about technology. So that's why he's talking about streaming.
He knows he works for EA, right?
Oh? Yes. I'm sure he does.
I don't think he does.
Gee.
Or maybe he's under the impression that he works for EA like 10, 20 years ago. And that they're still doing that. Right?
What's your point, Trey?
like half the things you just said that he said don't line up with what EA's doing. When you buy a game, you want to make sure that you get the whole game and that you like it.
Oh, and he's not saying that that's what EA's doing.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
his point there was, he said today you need to buy a whole game and hope you like it. He's talking about the consumer. He's talking about right now, if I want to play Battlefield 5, the only way for me to play Battlefield 5, well, it might be on EA Access, I'm not sure about that, but the only way for me to play Battlefield 5 is to pay $60 and like take a risk on the game and hope I enjoy it. Otherwise, I wasted $60. Where he's saying streaming future allows you to basically, with a subscription model, say, oh, I have this service because I play Star Wars Battlefront 2, for example. Why didn't I give Battlefield 5 a shot? Because I already have access to it. I don't have to pay more money to try it out. That's what he's saying about that. That's what that statement's about. Like, I was able to play The Outer Worlds because I'm subscribed to Game Pass. And I didn't have to spend $60 on the game to try it out. If I didn't like Outer Worlds, I wouldn't have to continue paying for Game Pass, and I would have saved myself like $50.
maybe I'm thinking about this in the wrong way.
Sounds like it.
But the first thing you say in like 10 minutes and it's some bullshit, get out.
It sure sounds like it.
I don't know. It feels weird when someone who represents EA in some fashion says some shit like that. Because what he's saying, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I immediately thought of like, that's like a burglar or like a known thief preaching that you should keep your home secure. And it's like, you're a thief. The fuck do you care? I don't know.
Hackers do that all the time. And they're sincere about it too.
I bet they are. I bet they are.
I bet they complain as they're doing it.
Exactly.
What's this guy doing, man?
Exactly. It's like, God, you stupid asshole.
Exactly.
That's how
Now I
Coldplay's
took
league.
control of
I
your
know.
bank account.
Man, it's like, you're playing stupid. Play better. I want a good challenge.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You fell for the oldest blunder in the book.
Exactly. So freaking EA's like, yeah, give us more of a challenge. Don't just blindly
Might have
buy our
misquoted.
games.
I wouldn't take this. I wouldn't take this as a PR.
You
I
did disquote
wouldn't
that.
take this as a statement from EA
Friggin'
about
blunder.
like what they feel about
I know
what they're
that's a
doing. This is more of like, this is what we see. This is what I, as Ken Moss, speaking from EA's standpoint of being a leader in the industry, regardless of whether or not it's a popular leader, they make a lot of money, and pushing forward into this future where there's going to be a lot of more gamers in the gaming world now, because although we're not there yet, when we get there on infrastructure, the ability for somebody who doesn't want to buy a console to pay $10 each month and just pull up a game on their phone and start playing like the full FIFA 19. When you have 5G going and you have, good Wi-Fi in everybody's homes, and you can plug in a control, or you can hook up a wireless controller and just start playing FIFA on your phone or Battlefield 5 on your phone or something like that, that's going to be a future that is going to bring a lot of people into the gaming industry who did not care about buying a console before. Cheat.
I meant to quote this, but I misquoted it.
F.
I mixed
What is that
together
from?
two
Princess and the
things.
Bride or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Cheap.
Princess Bride, that's what it is. I still haven't watched that movie. I need to watch that movie at some point. Yeah, I think so this guy's just talking from the tech point of view. He's just saying, here's what needs to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what our goal is with some of these things. Because, he's not wrong about a lot of these things.
He is not. He
EA
is
Access is very very good value for people who want to play those games.
Which is a diminishing number.
Well, I don't know, man. They don't have very good will with the people who pay attention to the industry. But Joe Blow over here, who bought a PS4 for his son for Christmas, doesn't give a shit. He doesn't know. He's like, "There's a new soccer game out. I'll buy FIFA for my kids. They like soccer."
Forget Joe Blow. Hate it.
That's a name that I hear a lot in that context.
Yeah, it is.
Yo, the first time.
Is Blow the last name?
I think so.
No,
Yeah, the first time you said
me
that-
me is the last name. Blow is the middle name.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Question, Haig.
Yes.
Is your dock plugged in?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like in terms of charging your Switch?
Yes.
Yeah, you can put it in there.
Thank you.
I'll just mention real quickly. This article is from VG Charts, and the writer of the article is William D'Angelo, and the actual interview was with Games Industry. .biz. I'm assuming that's .biz.
.biz.
Yes.
Yeah. What's his name?
Ken Moss.
Ken Moss.
He's the CTO.
I apologize, but you have to understand where I'm coming from. As a gamer who does not trust EA as far as I can throw them, and they're a company, so I cannot even grasp them.
I'm kind of curious what the question was.
We can say one good thing about EA is that they did nothing wrong with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They didn't touch that game at all.
True.
There's no
That's
multiplayer
true.
to it, so
True.
they couldn't do any microtransaction
And they let them
bullshit.
develop it on Unreal Engine 4 instead of Frostbite.
Yes.
They didn't do anything bad with Apex, mainly because they weren't paying attention.
I would
but still.
actually, if you're interested in this kind of tech side of things, I would check out this interview. It looks like there's a lot more in here. There's a bolded quote in here from him that we didn't read. It says the size of the world and the immersion of the world. Oh, sorry, that's not it. This other one.
It's okay, sound it out.
Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? It was right here. Oh, here
you
it
can
is.
do it.
I truly believe that these forces, cloud and AI, will change just about everything in games. I don't think that's a bold prediction.
No.
I think he's right about that.
Definitely.
Now, how right?
We'll see.
See.
Cloud's definitely going to make a very big impact on both streaming and game multiplayer, stuff like that.
Well, you saw what happened when he came out in Smash.
And then AI is definitely going to be big. That's one thing you don't really think about with these new consoles. With the new power we have in these consoles, they're going to be able to develop more complicated and more smart AI in the games.
Please. Yeah. Oh, ever since I thought about it, I could not really get it off my mind. When it comes to AI companions, for the love of God, whatever God of War did,
I would
do
say
it
we
again.
talked about it recently. I think there's a few good ones, and then the rest are like.
Yes, there are a few good ones. There are a few that like did it right. Kingdom Hearts is it's debatable.
Mm-hmm.
But God of War is probably the perfect example of how an AI companion should be. Because God, do a lot of games do it wrong.
Yeah. Indeed. Moving on now.
Alrighty.
We're going to talk about some next gen. We're going to talk about next gen a lot this podcast, but right now we're going to jump into this in the Windows shopping. So first things first, we got a new look at the PS5 dev kit because somebody on Twitter decided to post a picture of it from their developer or something, or they got it from a source.
Someone's gonna get fired.
There, that's what it looks like. We already know what it looks like because we saw a picture before, but this is you see more of it in this picture.
And
That
it still looks
beefy-ass thing.
And it still looks like a projector.
It still looks
It does.
funky, man. What the heck?
It feels like I'm gonna hook it up to my Switch so I can play Smash on
So
my freaking on the side of my
let's take a look at
house.
this actually real quickly. Does that look like a DualShock 4 or DualShock 5?
People are saying that's the 5. If you look at the
It looks like the 5.
if you look at the buttons on the right side of the controller, you can see they're a bit more like curved.
Yeah.
They're not like flat.
And they're like spaced out.
The big changes with the DualShock 5, which we covered a few weeks ago, was that the light bar is not there anymore, which I don't think it is. You don't see it.
Yeah.
Because before the plug goes further down south on the controller, because the light bar is at the top, but the light bar isn't there anymore. It's going right towards the middle now. The other big thing was that the touchpad doesn't wrap around the top anymore. It's flat. It's on the top. It's on the face of the controller instead of being on the back.
It looks like because it looks like the
And the buttons are
more
gray.
spaced out and it kind of curved around the.
Oh,
the pad.
that kind of looks like a Type-C connector.
It
It's hard to
does.
tell, obviously, without seeing the actual connector itself, but it
Zoom
looks
in.
like a Type-C.
And then the D-pad,
Enhance.
Enhancing.
the D-pad arrows,
because Type-C is
look-
usually wider.
the D-pad arrows look more closer together too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
most of the things y'all noticed, I did not look for that shit at all.
I didn't even think about this until I pulled this up too. Yeah, I think this is the DualShock 5.
Like, had you asked me,
That's
so
what-
it's
that's what they were
very
saying.
similar to the 4. The only thing you're missing is the light
Yeah.
bar, really.
So
So you
like
get the upgraded Type-C and you get the haptic feedback, which is probably the most important reason why this is here with dev kits.
yeah. So had you asked me, I'd have been like, I probably would have noticed the light bar thing. That's about it. I'd have been like, oh, cool. They're using DualShock 4s.
Yeah.
Wait, how did I do that? I don't use this shit.
You've seen it enough times, you know. You know how it is.
I saw a couple people complaining about the fact that the touchpad is still there, but then someone raised up the good point that it's for backwards compatibility for games that would use it still.
Although I'm curious because I guess it doesn't matter anymore, but the whole thing before with the light bar was that it was used for PSVR. The camera sees the light bar on your controller and it uses it for PSVR.
Huh.
Although I guess with PSVR 2, which we won't have yet, we might not need that.
Yeah, if we were discussing this earlier separately from the podcast, but PSVR 2 most likely, at least they really need to do this. If they're going to release another iteration of that headset, it needs to be wireless in some way to the console.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be as necessary for the controller to probably have the light bar on it, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Whatever sort of sensors it would use, or if it would come with certain different controllers.
I'm kind of curious if it would know. I'm kind of curious if when the sensors are on the headset, because that's what we would assume would happen.
Yeah.
That there would be I wonder if there would be a camera or a sensor on the bottom to point down at your controller. That'd be interesting.
If you use a normal controller, if it doesn't come with other
the thing is that some games do want you to use normal controllers and some don't, depending on what game it is. So, we'll see. But so we kind of got perfect news lined up here. I put this right next to this because it makes perfect sense. So according to Tom Warren, which is the senior editor at tech website The Verge, the reason we haven't heard much about Xbox dev kits is at least partly because, quote, hardly anyone has them. And here's the reason why. When asked on Twitter about Xbox Scarlet dev kits, he replied with, quote, hardly anyone has them, and they're nowhere near final. That's why you're hearing a lot of nonsense about them not being powerful, etc. Minecraft wants to surprise...
Freaking Minecraft.
Microsoft wants to surprise Sony this time. So it sounds like they're trying to keep the true power of this console under wraps.
Now, which is my true power.
Which is interesting because, I mean, if you think about it, Sony was the one that surprised Xbox last time. They came out with this surprise reveal event in February, and then...
Surprise, bitch, we're better.
Yeah, we're better.
And then...
of which that's not how it was.
And then they blindsided them with some of the shit on during E3 with the lower price point and, no DRM stuff, which I can't... Don't quote me on this, but I recall hearing that Sony was going to have some DRM stuff as well. But they removed it before their presentation because they realized that it was not going to be popular.
Explain what DRM is.
Digital rights management. So it's the whole thing with Xbox, not like Xbox wanting you to make sure you're connected to the internet at least once every 24 hours in order to basically to do what your Pro Tools is doing on your computer, which is check your license keys. And they were going to do the whole thing where once you put a disc in your console, it's stuck to your account and you won't be able to trade the disc anymore. But eventually then basically Sony was like, oh, people didn't like that. We're not doing that either. And here's a cheesy video of us trading games with each other backstage. It was what was it, Shuhei Yoshida and I think it was Jack Tretton.
Filmed on an iPhone.
Yoshida.
Filmed on an iPhone. Oh man. So it sounds like Microsoft wants to be the one surprising Sony this time. Which he says here that's why you're hearing a lot of nonsense about them not being powerful. If you recall, we've heard some different things with Sony claiming they have the most powerful console and Xbox claiming they have the most powerful one. And behind the scenes, you've heard people say that the PS5 is more powerful than the Xbox Scarlet, but it sounds like that might not be the case because we actually don't know how powerful it is yet. Because the cool thing is that you can actually do this time. In previous generations, you could not do this. Because
hide your stuff?
Yeah, because we had these generations or these pieces of hardware based on sourced parts, and you couldn't do anything easily to them like that. You had to know what hardware you were actually going to be developing for.
Yeah.
Now, with the way that these work, because we're on x86, which is the same architecture as PCs, and because Xbox One is x86 and so is the new console. Now you can basically just develop your games around that architecture. You already know what it's going to be like. You develop it around a PC with similar specs. That's probably what Microsoft has been telling developers is probably, here's generally what specs in PC parts the console will be like. So people who are developing games for Scarlet will develop games for that console spec, and then when dev kits start rolling out sometime next year, then they'll actually be able to optimize it for the proper specs that are available.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Of which,
Dear God, I'm already tired of talking. I have so much more to do later.
don't worry, I'll try to talk in between your talking.
My mouth's dry.
But when it comes to them wanting to surprise people, yes, please. As I said before, I want to surprise me. I want when you reveal both consoles, hopefully that's together, I want to be like, damn it, I can't figure out which one I want.
Mm-hmm.
And not to be like, after like a month or two, just be like, oh, one's clearly better than the other. I want both of you to kill this shit.
Yeah, I
Kill
agree.
next generation, both of you.
I'm already stumped, and I don't even know what the games are yet. Let's see what
Make
happens.
me want to tear my wallet in half.
Because right now, pretty much everyone's like, I'm just gonna get the PS5.
Yeah, or basically, I'm gonna stick with what I have.
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna move up that generation with the same manufacturer.
Because we haven't heard anything about the Scarlet other than that the Scarlet exists.
Yeah.
We don't have much of a reason to get the Scarlet.
I mean, I'm
as you
sure a
expect.
lot of people who had 360s expected that when the next one came out, they would buy the next Xbox console.
Exactly.
But a lot of them switched over because
Yeah.
Xbox fucked up in the beginning.
So, assuming that they're both going to show no, we already know when Sony's going to show off the PS5, right?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Technically, we don't. We have a pretty fair... I mean, it's pretty safe to assume that we're going to see both consoles at E3. The question really is anybody going to announce that is going to reveal their console beforehand like Sony did with 2013's February event? Mm-hmm. We don't know whether or not that's going to happen yet. That's really the question.
So, okay, assuming that they both show their stuff at E3,
Yep.
I want to be able to shut the hell up. I want everyone who doubted Microsoft to shut up and be like,
Behold.
okay, I don't know which one to get anymore.
Yeah.
I want
hope
both
so.
of y'all to be powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope they both put on good shows.
Please.
I mean, the thing about this is like Sony can't do like what they did in 2016 or even in 2018 because it can't be like an orchestra thing because you have to show up the console. Like they have to come out and be like, here's the console, here's the specs, here's the controller, here's all this stuff. Unless they do that ahead of time, which they could, then they can just focus on the games. But we're gonna see.
As much as I thought it was entertaining, I was like, at some point I was like, all right, gamers please.
Yeah. I know Microsoft will do Microsoft things. They'll come out and they'll be like, "Hey man, here's the console, here's the games, here's the ID at Xbox, here's the Forza, here's the Minecraft,
Here's a car. Here's a
here's
Lego
the
car.
car.
Here's a mirror of that Lego car.
That's just how Microsoft does it, man. So
Here's the Tesla truck.
Oh,
cheap.
they better put that in Cyber 2007.
Yeah, for sure. I hope they do.
In all of our games.
Cheap, just in every game.
What if Elon Musk
What was I gonna say?
What if he reveals his next car or another version of that car in the game?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not until after that game comes out that he's like, by the way, that car that's in the game, expect to see
real.
that in a few months.
I was gonna say something else, but I can't recall what it was.
Oops.
So I'm gonna talk a lot about Microsoft later, so we'll get to that. We have a few more things here. 2 more to be specific. So as you may recall, around Halloween, Bluepoint Games, the developer notorious for remaking Shadow of the Colossus and remastering the Uncharted games for PS4, posted a cryptic tweet referencing a bunch of different games such as Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that cryptic tweet where there was like
Yeah.
a poem kind of thing going on there?
Mhm.
So they've posted a new lyrical tweet. Let's read this out for you. I actually haven't read it myself yet. To classics we play, our blood, sweat, tears give thanks. To family and fans eager you say, cheers can rekindle flames, thanks. Today feast, tomorrow rest, soon the breast. Soon,
Wow.
soon the beast freed from jest. Temptation we shun, then on to the next. We reset to further adorn the Genesis, an era reborn. So this is more cryptic.
What is this?
And they posted this silly gif of this dog for some reason.
It's because they're showing how they're like putting something out, but we can't quite get it. We don't know. We can't grasp
Cheap.
it.
Forget going all deep like that.
That's what I'm saying.
So, the rumor and the speculation is that these guys are working on a remake or remaster of 2009's PS3 exclusive game Demon's Souls, which is a precursor to the Dark Souls trilogy. Demon's Souls, we've heard rumors about it being remastered for a while now. We don't really know who was doing it or what was happening with that. And it's a PS3 exclusive. It was like, kind of like Bloodborne is a PS4 exclusive from Software. Cheap. Forget if you remake Demon's Souls, then I will give you my firstborn. He's 6 now, but I'm sure he'll understand someday. So people have been looking forward to a remake of this. I don't really care about that, but that's cool that people might get what they want.
Yeah.
This game has not seen the light of day since then. It has never seen a re-release since 2009's original release. So there's no way to play this game unless you get on PS3 and get it. So good for people who like Demon's Souls, which is a terrible name, by the way.
Yeah.
It's Demons apostrophe S Souls.
Demon's Souls.
Demon's Souls.
Demon's Souls.
That's what it should be called.
Multiple souls.
Who's demons? Who's demon?
I don't know. It's the single demon's possessive soul, multiple souls.
Multiple souls, yes.
Exactly. It's terrible.
I hate it. What's wrong with you people?
What are you doing?
Now I know why
Are
it's
you
called
watching a
Dark Souls
trailer?
now.
Yeah, I'm just curious what it looks like. You can keep talking.
Sounds on.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It is not.
I muted the tab.
Oh.
Bitch.
He's smart. Wow.
I'm sorry. I mean, that was basically it about this. So
Well, yeah. Keep talking.
it's an old game.
It looks so doofy.
It's been 10 years actually. I just realized that it's been 10 years since this came out now.
Hmm.
So interesting. The last piece of news we have for our
Best RPG of the year.
Windows shopping section is today. Nintendo announced that Super Mario Maker 2 is getting a large update. Trey, why don't you dive us into there?
No.
Take me down.
Forget no.
Do it yourself. No kidding.
So what's coming to Super Mario Maker 2?
All right. So as y'all know, Mario Maker 2 has been out for a minute. It just like Mario Maker 1, it still has like mad people on the game because it's Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you created a game that like has an infinite amount of possibilities. So and they're adding to it.
Oh.
Sorry. So this is pretty much. I'm just gonna call it the Zelda update.
Oh yeah.
Even though
'cause
it's
it
not-
adds Link, right?
Yes, it adds a new power up. Instead, in Mario Maker 1, you could pretty much get like the question mushroom thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a mushroom with a question mark on it.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to play as like a sprite, like a different sprite, like Donkey
Mhm.
Kong, Link, Zelda, etc.
Yeah.
It didn't really do much aside from like
Just cosmetic.
yeah, just being a cosmetic change. It was pretty cool regardless. But this is a power-up, which is the Master Sword itself. And this is exclusive to just like Super Mario.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
So not the 3D ones.
yeah, no.
Okay. Or
And-
2.5D, whatever you want to call it.
And it's Link. Except you can actually like do things that Link would do. So like as you can
We can
No,
see.
they can-
yeah,
no,
we
they
can
it.
see it. They can see it?
Yeah, they can say it as
Okay,
long as
yeah.
they're watching the video portion of the podcast.
Yeah, Wesley will put it up for
You fiends on the audio side.
So yeah, you can do a sword dive. You can attack regularly with your sword. You can do a sword charge. You can block with your shield, which will bounce certain objects off of it, or just block their advance. I'm pretty sure there's a few. Oh yeah, you can throw bombs as well.
Oh, nice.
And use your arrows, and your arrows can like pick stuff up like coins. So yeah, you can. Obviously, this is meant to be like a puzzle solving thing, or just to make you feel awesome, as you would as Link. And from watching the video the first time, I already have ideas for 2 or 3 levels. But aside from that, they're adding like 2 new enemies, like the weird green mouth dudes that like upchuck these spike balls that they throw. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff with them. Like you can bounce off of them, like you can spin off of them. You can also make it so, as you can see here, you can throw snow. Well, they throw snow, you can throw it back. These snowballs can activate P blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Next would be the Pokies.
Oh yeah.
From Mario 3, I believe it was.
I remember those from Mario Kart in
Yes.
particular.
Yeah. They were in Mario Kart. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, they were in the
Any desert
dry desert. What it's
Yeah.
called?
Yes.
Any desert map.
I still remember the song to that. But yeah.
She forgets swallowing the whole thing, man.
I mean,
Yeah, that's Yoshi, man.
if you've played Mario, they're Pokies. But you can also, as you can see here, you can make them float through space. You can have
there's
them
a snow
flying, making them super big.
There's a snow one.
It's another thing for puzzles. It's nice. It's real nice. You can freeze coins.
This is officially version 2.0, by the way.
Yes, it's officially called version 2.0. I just call it the Zelda update because that's like the most notable part of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of things you can do. I think, what was it? I think most notably.
This is a brilliant idea, by the way.
Oh yes, this is a fantastic idea.
Like just Mario Maker in general. Like I just love the fact that you can create your own Mario levels now.
Oh yeah, that's
People have been saying they want a Sonic one for.
Oh
God,
my
yeah,
God.
Sonic and then Zelda, but they already gave them Zelda.
Yeah, they kind of did with the Link's Awakening thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I
now
was
you can
playing
have
that.
P blocks, which, I mean, you turn on the P switch, blocks appear,
Yeah.
and these blocks are indestructible. By the way.
What the hell is this thing?
Ah.
Oh. Lord.
Oh yeah, this is from
Oh, so there you go. Now you have some.
I bet he's Sonic now.
Mario World 3, the zoom block. Step on it, it makes you zoom.
Forget
You can also jump higher off of it,
Dude's running a bit like Naruto, man. Get me sick.
making platforming easier or harder.
Oh, and there's a vehicle.
Yes, and I think the other notable thing is that they created, I believe they called it like ninja mode or something like that. Basically,
Oh, there's
where
the Link thing.
you'll see it, I believe, at the end of this, but I don't know if it's a hack or something. But have you ever heard of like a Mario Battle Royale? It released not too long ago.
No.
Mario Battle Royale.
It's pretty much where you and 99 other people are. Actually, I think it's like 60. You and a bunch of other people are loaded into the first level of Mario. And you are like a solid color. The other people, everyone else is like transparent. And you pretty much just keep going through Mario until one person is left standing. I think it ends after like the first world like dungeon. Then it just loops over until there's one person left. And I think there's like first, second, and third. And pretty much they replicated that in this.
That's cool.
Only instead of everyone looking like Mario, you look like Mario, and everyone else just look like these mini ninja people. And to my understanding, it functions in the same way.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
here it
Yep,
is.
ninja speedruns.
Ninja. It's a.
Ninja speedruns. Ninja, I like that
They
name.
have nipples.
They do have nipples.
Fantastic.
Why?
Is there a reason why they're called ninjas? Is that something else?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is it
'cause
from something?
Nintendo.
Dude, how am I supposed to play that game when it looks like that? All these
Yeah,
things.
see, look. They're so adorable and
The,
small.
the frame rate is going to dip.
Oh, yes. You already kniz.
Well, that's probably why they're sprites.
Ninja. What's a ninja?
You're trying to translate in Japanese,
No, just in general.
or just okay.
And they get you clothes if you care about that in Mario Maker. But yeah. People who win get these cool stars floating around them.
Oh,
for,
they're buttons.
for a
They're not
certain period of time.
nipples. They're buttons.
Of
yeah.
course.
But yeah, see, there's a whole bunch, and this, and to anyone who hasn't played Mario Maker, or at least who doesn't make levels, this might not seem like much outside of playing as Link, but for people who make Mario Maker levels, ooh, there is so much here.
Yeah, because of all the variables to creating levels, like adding one thing opens up the door to so many new levels and stuff. And
Yes.
things you could try.
Because I can guarantee you there's a bunch of interactions that Nintendo never showed us or ever even mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this.
Or
real
they
quick,
might
guys.
not even know about.
Oh, and, real quick, I can only imagine what this will do for Kaizo levels. And
I
for
don't know
those
what
of
that
you who
is.
don't know what Kaizo
Thank you.
tricks are, it's pretty much speedrun tactics, where it's like, there was an official explanation but I can't remember what it was. It's pretty much like, you grab Yoshi, jump off of Yoshi, grab a shell,
Oh,
kick it. You
those?
do
Okay.
all of this crazy shit. Look, if you're interested,
The hard
look up,
stuff.
Yes, the hard stuff. Pretty much hard levels for Mario.
Like super mechanic.
Yes, heavily
Heavy.
mechanics based.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
Mario's a crazy game, man.
like speedrunners do Kaizo stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the most famous one to my knowledge is a content creator known as Panga Panga, who makes probably the hardest levels in Mario. He actually made his own quote unquote game where he kind of hacked Mario so that he can make it was pretty much Mario Maker before Mario Maker, where he was able to
Holy shit, bro.
manipulate it and make his own levels.
This video we're watching is insane.
Bro,
Oh,
you haven't
yes.
even seen it.
That's-
Like
yeah,
I've
If-
seen the.
I
I know there's crazier things out there.
If you're
but, like,
interested,
holy moly.
I highly recommend you jump down that kind of rabbit hole where you just go to Panga Panga's channel and you just look up like his most popular uploads or even his most recent uploads.
Mm-hmm.
His levels are insane. I want to say like the hardest one, at least for a while, on Mario Maker 1 took him 9 to 10 hours to beat, because you have to beat your own level
Yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
upload it. And in Mario Maker 2, not only do you have to beat your level, you have to beat it from every checkpoint. So if you have 5 checkpoints, you need to beat your level 6 times.
Oh boy.
Once without any checkpoints, the second time with checkpoints. Yeah, this one right now that we're watching,
Oh,
it's
I
the
get it,
featured one
'cause
for Mario Maker 2.
That way, if you have a power up at a checkpoint, and then you lose it, and you go back to that checkpoint, you don't have any power ups again. You got to be able to beat without
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Yep. I
That's
remember
why.
our friends Addy and Kenyatta, we were hanging out, and I think Addy goes, "What's the hardest level in this game?" And I was like, "Are you sure about that?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Do you really want to know?
99.99% of people that would play this wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
And if you know Kaizo tricks, you probably would know what to do. But if it's one of those things where either you do know what to do or you have no idea what to do.
Uh-huh.
And my levels do not feature. I don't think they feature any Kaizo tricks. They do not. And mine still.
Wow,
have-
that
Lord,
mechanic
man.
right there. Holy.
Holy shit! You really got to know what you're doing.
And my levels have a 0% clear rate, but not a lot of people have beaten them. My levels are nothing compared to this.
Jesus Christ!
Like, this is absolutely nuts.
Put this in the Discord. Nico,
Forget
so
all
I
these
can-
poggers, man, and the pog.
Oh my
he died.
god. And remember, this is his own level. And look how close he got to beating it.
Dear God.
He spends hours making them and playing them, trying to beat them. And like fine tweaking them and tuning them. Cuz oh my god. It's nothing short of crazy. Mario on crack is what I'd call it.
I just wanted to tell you guys what ninjas were.
Please educate me.
Ninjas are black and star-shaped devil-like creatures that first appeared as enemies in Yumi Kojo Doki Doki Panic, which is Super Mario World 2 or Super Mario
Oh, they look like
Super
ninjas.
Mario Brothers 2. Sorry.
'Cause they're-
Whose manual states that they are said to haunt the dreams of NES players.
Cheat.
Their appearance in the international release, Super Mario Bros. 2, marked their main series debut. Ninjas were originally portrayed with red teeth and clawed feet in artwork, but later appearances removed their claws and replaced
I
their
see,
teeth
yeah.
with round buttons. Their large eyes are also made rectangular, closely resembling eye holes in a stereotypical ninja costume. Their current depictions, such as their Mario and Luigi Paper Jam appearance, shows their pupils blinking, implying that they are now true eyes. And I don't know what that word is, are white skin under a black costume, though this may also be a cartoon effect.
Sclera.
I'm learning another
What
word
is
today,
that?
boys. What is this?
I can't even see it.
The white outer layer of the eyeball, as the front of the eye,
Sclera.
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 sclera. It is is continuous within the cornea. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. So they started appearing in Super Mario Bros. 2, and they've appeared in Mario World, Mario Run, and Mario Maker 2, as well as a number of other series and TV shows. They have Mario vs. Donkey Kong. They're in a lot of Paper Mario games, and Mario and Luigi games.
Cool.
So yeah.
think I remember seeing them.
So yeah, they're not new. They just haven't been in everything. Okay.
They're not as popular as Goombas.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They're
Goombas
Ninja
are,
Goombas.
Goombas are literally in everything. Kind of surprised we didn't see them in Odyssey. I feel like maybe I don't know. Guess they didn't have a world that they fit
I thought
in.
you did see them in Odyssey.
Didn't say.
I could have sworn. Huh.
Wait,
I
maybe,
sworn I saw them.
let me open that up again.
Oh, the Ninjas?
Yeah.
Oh no, I
No,
thought
no.
you meant Goombas.
Oh no, Goombas are definitely in there.
I was about to say,
That's what I
could've sworn
thought too. I was
Goombas were
just like
there.
Goombas. It's definitely Goombas.
Yeah, no, you stack Goombas all the time in there. All right. That is all we have for the window shopping, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached the end of our path.
Nice.
But now, to go on to our new section for the podcast, which is very small, but it's called the Twitch Exchange. And this week in the Twitch
Wait,
Exchange.
real quick. Let me hear your guesses first.
Oh yeah, so
I really have no idea.
did you got Tro is taking some guesses at who was this week that left Twitch?
I was going to say Dr. Disrespect, but I don't think it's him anymore.
No, it's not him.
All right.
What was your other guess?
You had two.
I'll let you know if I'm wrong.
Okay.
That's not
This
fair.
week in the Twitch Exchange, popular Smash player and Twitch streamer Zero is moving from Twitch to Facebook
nope,
Gaming.
I was 100% wrong.
Who did you think it was?
I'm gonna pronounce their name wrong, but they're like a league streamer.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna pronounce their name wrong though.
What is it?
Again, I'm gonna pronounce their name. It was.
I got you.
It's
Yeah.
like so. It's. There you go on my Twitch.
All right,
Hold
look
on.
it up. Look it up. So yeah, Zero, who's a popular Smash player and a popular streamer recently. I think I saw that he left pro play now and he just does content creation.
Yeah, more or less.
So he was on Twitch, 500, 800,000 followers, something like that. He's moving over to Facebook Gaming. He got a partnership with them. So that's this week in the Twitch Exchange, which is a play on words of the stock exchange.
Yes.
And I cannot speak English this week, which is not good because I have to read a lot in a second.
Unfortunate.
Figure-
All right, time to clear my throat.
You have 20 minutes to clear your throat.
All right.
Cheap.
I really thought you were going to say. Yeah, no. I was thinking of another name, but this. I was thinking of the wrong name, but I was thinking of the right person. If
Gotcha,
that makes sense.
gotcha.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Box.
Oh, okay. No. Not box. So yeah, Zero leaving. All right.
I can't say.
I can't believe this is a weekly thing now.
I know.
I
By the way,
mean,
this happened like right as we were getting ready to record the podcast.
Unless
we weren't
I-
gonna have one this week otherwise.
Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure the reason why he left the Smash Bros. Competitive scene is because,
the-
well,
Flame, right?
I think one of the reasons was
Didn't
he
someone
had
throw a crab at this man?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
no
I got it.
that
Or was that a different guy?
That was Hungry Box, right?
that was MK
That was-
Leo.
Oh, no.
No, yeah, that was Hungry Box. That was
Yeah,
Hungry
Hungry
Box. That was
Box.
Hungry Box.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, someone threw a fucking crab at him on stage. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the reason why Zero left, unless I'm mistaken, is number one, he hasn't found a character in Smash that he's like super comfortable with, and number two, I think it was
Hungry Box is, yeah, that's Hungry Box.
yeah. Wait.
I said,
Come on. Yep, it was from off camera. He was like, what the fuck? Someone just threw a crab. It's not even a big crab either.
It's because he's hungry, man. They're just
Like,
giving him his
give me
lunch.
Bro,
Sick.
if you're gonna throw some seafood at me, at least have it be big so I can eat it, so I can enjoy eating it later.
Someone literally just threw a crab at this man. What the like?
Who's
why?
carrying
Who's carrying a crab? Why do you have a crab?
that
thing
reminds
is-
me of that gif.
Thing
A
is, you know
whole
that,
ass crab.
you know
he
that-
was pissed by the
bro.
way.
You know that boy stink too.
I know.
Whoever was keeping the crab,
Yeah.
you know he stink.
Probably smell like Autumn's wallet.
Real quick before we move on, that reminds me of the gif of a creator having the fucking Chick-fil-A sandwich in his pocket where he's like taking it out and just like minding his own business or whatever, and then like the person filming it, he like looks up and goes, like it's normal.
Oh yeah, but what I was gonna say, I think
Shit
the
is
other
funny.
reason why is because the prize pool for most Smash tournaments is stupid small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are tournaments
you
that
got to
give-
make a living out here. So
there are tournaments that give like a quarter. They have like a quarter the amount of like fan base, but give like 2 to I want to say like 4 or 5 times the prize money.
Damn.
And it's like, bro, like that's
Like, give me some
ridiculous.
money.
That's what I'm saying. Could be wrong about that.
All right.
But
So let's run through the news blast real quickly, boys.
Ooh.
Better.
Alright.
And November is over.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is the nut buster. Come bless.
Hey.
All right. Forget booty.
This is
Booty,
officially
booty.
destroyed Dick December.
Exactly.
You already know.
Oh no.
See y'all out there going crazy.
So in the news blast this week,
Chill.
before we wrap it up, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has broken sales records for EA, becoming the fastest selling Star Wars game digitally, which is only so much of a feat because there's only been so many games sold digitally for Star Wars. But it's also the top selling Star Wars game on PC in its launch window. So that's good too. When asked about interest in continuing the story of Jedi Fallen Order, the brand strategy director of Respawn replied with a definitive yes. We've had an absolute blast making Fallen Order. For a new team that's coming together at Respawn, it's been a lot of learning to pull this off. Pending player reaction and feedback and how everyone's feeling about it, we would love to continue making awesome experiences and stories and keep telling that story in Star Wars.
No.
I think that was before the game came out, so even more now, it seems like that's a yes. Facebook is purchasing Beat Saber's development studio, Beat Games. Remember, Facebook owns Oculus. That's why that makes sense. The developer will keep operating independently, and the game will continue to get updates on all platforms despite joining Facebook's Oculus Studios. The purchase's goal is to offer Beat Games more resources to support their game and, of course, inevitably make more. So it seems like it's not like your traditional acquisition of a game studio. It seems like they're going to be continuing to make games for other platforms. But obviously they get money from Oculus, and money goes to Oculus from Beat Games.
It's really just Facebook investing in the
Basically,
company.
essentially, yeah. Slightly Mad Studios, which is the developer of the racing sim Project Cars, has been acquired by the publisher Codemasters for $30 million. This comes from Mike Ruiz at DualShockers. The announcement post states that the Project Cars series will now be under its umbrella, along with an unannounced Hollywood blockbuster title, whatever that means.
Okay.
And the studio is currently known to be working on Project Cars 3 and Project Cars Go, a mobile version of the simulator. So more Project Cars coming to everywhere. They're gonna get more money, obviously, and a new unannounced Hollywood blockbuster title is in the works. And last but not least, the Nintendo Switch has surpassed the European sales of the Xbox One. The Nintendo Switch now sits at 11.36 million units in Europe, while the Xbox One is 11.21. So that is the news, ladies and gentlemen.
Alrighty.
That is what we got for this week. Any breaking news? Let me check.
Breaking news. That's a good question.
Well, I don't have time
Let's
for
see.
breaking
No,
news.
no breaking news.
Breaking news, we're leaving.
That's
Clash.
fine.
Hey,
It's
if you're
not
trying to play some
news.
League of Legends, Clash starts this weekend. Go make your teams and get in there. Meet you on the Rift. Chief.
Alrighty.
Wait, what?
What?
Apex Legends Pro Ace slams Respawn over skill-based matchmaking. Huh?
Oops.
Nani?
That's
What do you
a
mean?
conversation for another time.
Exactly.
This man's like, I have to play people my level? Bullshit.
Tune in next week. Actually, there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing I read about Call of Duty having an issue with that too.
Call of Duty.
Where their matchmaking restrictions are so tight that you can't play against lesser people. So you're always playing competitive matches, and you're never having low killing the noobs fun anymore, like you had in previous Call of Duties. People are having a problem with that.
I mean, if you're a noob, you're probably happy
Yeah, I know.
because you want to play the game too.
Exactly.
In other words, suck it up.
Alright. Thanks everyone for
Anyway.
watching the Market Podcast. This has been episode 8. Remember to give it a like on the video if you enjoyed yourself. Comment. We want to hear y'all's opinion on today's topics. Subscribe if you want to see more, and don't forget, if some of you bros are sitting there wishing you could listen to the show while you're doing your homework or whatever you all get into, look no further. We're on a number of podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Castbox, etc. All links are down in the description below. Same goes for you audio listeners. If there's anything you wanted to see from this episode, hop over to the YouTube at Black Market Gaming. Show your boys some love, man. We're out of here.
Check out the highlights on our social medias.
Yes.
Those have been going up.
Go like our Facebook page, Black Market Gaming. Go to our Twitter account and follow Black Market Gaming. Go to our Instagram and follow Black Market Gaming.
Oh, I forgot to pull this down.
This has been Black Market Gaming signing out. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. What is it? Fucking CBS or? God damn it.
CBS.
PBS Kids.
PBS. I said
He messed
CBS.
up.
Viewers
Nope,
like
he messed
you.
up.
Viewers like you.
He messed up.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god, get out of here.
See you later.